Hello, my name is David Webb and this is a video for Dweebovision. I am a Scrabble grandmaster, and in this video I am going to play Scrabble while providing in-game commentary on my moves. Hopefully this will help to improve your game and be fun to watch. The game has just started, so let's join the action. It's my opponent to play first. He's played gold, and that is great because we have a bingo. Dextrans. I don't think there's anything better. If there is, it would certainly need to go through the O or the A because I only have one vowel, and I don't think there is a bingo through the A or the O. I pick up the J, but I also pick up other high-scoring tiles, so I don't have a bingo. But with two vowels, I ought to be able to score reasonably well with this rack. The C and the H have good synergy together. Let's scroll down to keep track of scores. Rogue, that's nice. It's not a bingo, he's only used 6 tiles. And he's also played off a blank for all of 14 points. So that's not a good play. One play which can be considered as jog. Only scores 22 points, but the rack leave is really nice. There's a lot of good synergy there, and you've got the floaters from Dextrans and Rogue. So I am drawn to jog. The J doesn't go well with the C and the H. So I think I will play that. I have a vowel heavy rack, but they're quite nice vowels. The only duplicate is the E. Well, the P is just one spot away from enabling me to play cheapies, and I'm fairly sure Peaches is not good. I'm looking at the N and the S of Dextrans to see if there's an 8-letter bingo. But I can't see one. My opponent's played Aloe, but it's difficult to really deduce anything about his rack, given how how poor really the Rogue play was. Gosh, I think I have quite a nice play down here. Look at this. I have Ache for 43 points. And the rack leave of AEIS, although vowel heavy, is about as nice a vowel heavy rack leave as you could wish for. I can't see anything better than that. Well, I picked up 2 vowels to go with the 3 I've kept. The 3 I kept, so I don't have a great rack now. My opponent scores 27 for Bork, which is nice. Well, nice for him or her. This illustrates the problem with a vowel-heavy rack is that it's difficult to turn it into a non-vowel-heavy rack. So the vowel heaviness is likely to perpetuate into future racks and inhibit bingos. I can improve this slightly though. High oi and he for 24. That's quite a nice play. SEA is it's actually quite fine as a leave. And this does look like there should be a bingo. Well, I have Romneas through the R of dextrans. But do I have anything else? It looks like there could be a 7-letter bingo, but I can't recall it to mind. So maybe there isn't. I can't see anything through any of the other floaters of dextrans or through the B of Bork, so it looks like it's Romneas or I don't have a bingo. Great, Romneas does play. That's 76 points, which is nice. But my pickup is terrible. The U and the W are a pretty horrible combination to have. And the other letters simply make it worse. My opponent scored 64 points. He's actually taken the spot above the A, which I was hoping to use for waift, W-A-I-F-T, which would have helped my rack out a lot, but now I'm going to have to find something else. The sort of play which would sort this rack out would be something like QIF or Fusi. But I don't think either of those plays. Yes, this is a truly horrible rack. But is it so horrible that I should change? Yes, I think it does qualify for a change. I could change all 7 or keep the T, or keep the T and the I. I don't think there's a great deal of difference in those plays. There's 4 T's left. So it's not such a great letter to hang on to. And look at that. I have a beautiful rack. I've drawn the final blank and the other letters are bingo friendly. Right, the first thing to do is to actually find a bingo. And then we'll look for a better one. Okay, I have unbailed, which goes to the left of meaved. So that's my fallback option, unless I can find something better. I've got 13 minutes, so I have a reasonable amount of time. I can spend a little while looking for a better bingo. The real attraction is to find a 9-letter word going through the OS in column 15 and hitting 2 triple word squares. But my knowledge of 9-letter words is limited. Unbailed goes to the left and the right of meaved. The score slightly more to the right. I can't see any other bingo lanes apart from the 9-letter option in column 15 that will score more than this bingo lane. Therefore, I think I'll go with unbailed. I've drawn the Q. Duplicate I's, duplicate F's. This isn't too bad because I have QI, chi and chin, and the duplicate F is not really that bad. There are a lot of short words which include 2 F's, so that's nothing like as problematic as other duplicates. Now, is there anywhere to play chi and chin? Yes, there is. I've got QI up here for 25 points. I could also play Quin through the U of unbailed for 26 points, which is 1 point more, but that would open up column 15, the triple word score at A15. And it would also use my vowel. And although the I isn't a great vowel, when you've only got one vowel, any vowel is better than none. But is there somewhere better? Not that I can see. Now I have 2 F's and 2 N's, so I don't have a bingo, but I should be able to play on and score reasonably well. A word like NIF, N-I-F-F, with a rack leave of E-N-T, would certainly sort this rack out. Well, my opponent's played prawn, so I could play NIF down from the N of prawn, but then I would have a duplicate N. I note, however, that there are no N's left in the bag, so that duplicate N is not going to become a triplicate N, which would be particularly ghastly. Now, NIF from the N of prawn would score 30 points, which is good. So that's my benchmark move, my initial good play. Is there a better one? I can't see anything better, and I do like the idea of obstructing the N in column 15 to deprive my opponent of the triple word square. He's less than 100 behind, so a bingo would bring him back into the game, and a 9 timer through the N of pawn would put him in the lead. And looking at the remaining tiles, they are very bingo friendly. Where if I play Nif, the only bingo lanes are through the S of dextrans and through the U and the N of unbailed. So I think I will play Nif. As expected, with the retention of the duplicate N, I don't have a bingo, but I have a reasonably balanced rack, and the duplicate E is actually a good thing when you've only got 2 vowels, and the W should enable me to score. So I'm looking to play a word like newt or new or wren, something like that. No obvious spots on the board suggest themselves to me in terms of plays. Perhaps my opponent will open a nice spot. There is still the final U left, which could be used to make a good score with the Q in row A. And my opponent has, great, well, he's scored 34 points, which is good for him, but he's also opened up a very nice spot for me. Ween. The leave of ENRT is fine. And that takes out the S of dextrans as a hook, as a floater for a bingo. So I'm happy with Ween, and I can't see a better play. So now I'm 119 points in the lead. There's only 8 tiles in the bag, plus the 7 on my opponent's rack. I have plenty of time. I have a nice rack. I'm looking to see if there's a bingo through the U or the N of unbailed, but since I have a U and an N on my rack, that decreases the likelihood of there being a bingo, and I can't see one. And I have drawn the final U, so I have a play of quiet or quern in row A, which will score very nicely. So this should be a fairly comfortable win. The only fly in the ointment would be if my opponent were to bingo now. But that would probably only have the effect of narrowing my winning spread. I don't think I can lose from this position. Quern is better than quiet because it retains a vowel on my rack, and quilt is better than quern because the retained vowel is the E, but I suspect there's very little in it at this stage of the game. Yeah, quilt is fine. My opponent has clavies or vesicle as a 7-letter bingo, but there's no opportunity to play either. He has opened a bingo lane or 2 bingo lanes with oats, but I can't see any 8-letter words with his rack ending with an O or an A. Looking at my rack, I can't see anything through the U and the N of unveiled. It would be nice to go out with a bingo, but that's all it would be. I'm waiting to see what my opponent plays, because I will then look at what he's got left on his rack, and I'll then know if he can go out in one move. If he can't go out in one move, then I know that I can plan a 2-move out to maximise my winning margin. But if he can go out in one, I'll be looking for the best single play that I can make, because I should assume that he will indeed go out with his remaining letters if he's able to. Clavus. Well, I don't know Clavus, so challenge. It's good. My opponent gets an additional 5 points. And he's got an I and an E on his rack. So he could play lie, L-I-E, from the L of Clavus, or he could play N-I-E from the N of Dextrans, and I suspect there are many other places he can go out. So I know he can go out, therefore I'm looking to, I know I've only got one more opportunity to score. So what can I do with my rack? Well, let's just start with a baseline play and then look to improve it. Yon for 20. Is there anything better than that? Well, there may be, but I think as the game is won, I'm not sure it's particularly interesting to dwell on finding a marginally better play at this stage. So let's play Yon. I'm expecting my opponent to play out. He probably is looking for the best place for him. He could play Pi and Eam for 10 points. And he's played Lie for 4. So, gosh, how do I end this game? I click pass. Right, that's good. Well, thank you very much for watching. I think there were several interesting spots in that game for discussion. So hopefully that's helped you to improve your game. My name is David Webb, and this has been a video for Dweebovision.